Hurricane Sandy is continuously picking up strength as it pounds the northeast United States with rain and wind gusts of over 80 miles per hour. The monster hurricane is scheduled to blow ashore in New Jersey sometime tonight to combine with two other weather systems to create an epic superstorm. Because of Sandy's tropical storm force winds extending almost 500 miles from its center, major cities like Washington, Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New York are preparing for the worst. Good evening. I'm Courtney Oliver.
And I'm JT Petsch. Welcome to the James River Valley Report. Authorities closed tunnels connecting New York and New Jersey and tunnels connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. Subways, buses, and trains are shut down and more than 7,000 flights in and out of the East are canceled. The New York Stock Exchange is closed for the day. Wall Street is expected to stay closed through tomorrow. And the United Nations canceled all meetings at its New York headquarters. City also called off school today and tomorrow for its 1.1 million students. Craig Fugate, chief of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, said FEMA teams were deployed from North Carolina to Maine as well as West Virginia to bring supplies that will be needed in the storm's aftermath.
A Grand Forks man accused of cooking synthetic drugs that led to the overdose death of two teens has pleaded guilty in federal court. Andrew Spofford is charged with 5 counts, including conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, resulting in serious bodily injury and death. Authorities say he manufactured the drugs by mixing chemicals ordered through the mail. The 22-year-old Spofford faces a maximum sentence of life in prison and a minimum mandatory sentence of 20 years. Sentencing is January 24th. A Wisconsin judge has set a trial to run from April 1st to April 24th for a North Dakota man accused of killing his 3 young daughters in River Falls, Wisconsin. Police discovered the bodies of 11-year-old Amara, 8-year-old Sophia, and 5-year-old Cecilia Schaffhausen in the River Falls home they shared with their mother in July. Aaron Schaffhausen has pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 1 count of attempted arson.
Stone fragments and a possible burial site have been identified on the land near the Killdeer Mountains. That is a future area for oil development. Hess Corporation is seeking permission to drill up to 8 wells in the area. The owners of the land and members of the 3 affiliated tribes have objected to that plan. Hess says it will concentrate in areas away from the archaeological sites. The Killdeer Mountain battlefield is 2 miles away from the proposed drilling site and is not threatened by the project. The North Dakota Hand Spinners Conference came to Jamestown this past Saturday to show new spinning techniques, exchange tips, bundles of wool, and skeins of yarn. The conference attracted 52 people from various states and was sponsored by the North Dakota lamb and wool producers. At its most basic level, spinning is taking a bundle of fiber and drawing it out into thread or yarn while putting a twist in it to make the fiber stronger. Spinning can be done with foot-operated wheel as well as by hand using a weighted spindle.
President Barack Obama and Republican Mitt Romney were forced to put their campaign rallies on pause in the wake of Hurricane Sandy. With 8 days until the election, neither candidate can afford to shut down completely. President Obama made a 6-minute address to the country from the White House, saying his administration is ready to respond and safety is their #1 priority over the election. Romney stopped in Ohio and swing state Iowa, first urging to help the Red Cross, then moving to politics. His campaign is considering sending him to New Jersey later this week to meet the victims and gauge the damage. Syrian warplanes launched 60 airstrikes against rebel targets around the country today. The suburbs of the capital city, Damascus, were hit particularly hard. Today was supposed to be the 4th and final day of a United Nations-backed ceasefire to honor the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha. Activities say at least 500 people were killed over the 4-day period. In the time leading up to the truce, there was an average of 150 deaths per day in the civil war. The truce was almost violated as soon as it was supposed to take effect on Friday, and violence was persistent over the holiday weekend. Coming up after the break, we'll hear about weather from Jessica Gulseth.
I took a trip to Elkhart, Indiana today. Elkhart's a place that has lost jobs faster than anywhere else in America. And the people who've lost them have no idea what to do or who to turn to. In fact, local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel like a fish with no water.
Learn how to prevent your child's next asthma attack. Because even one attack is one too many.
Two of the world's biggest publishing houses are to link up in a deal that will bring the writings of classical and current literary phenomenons under one roof. Confirmation that Persons will merge the Penguin Books division with Random House, which is owned by German media company Bertelsmann, will create the world's largest publisher of consumer books. The two companies said today that Bertelsmann will own 53% share of the joint venture and will be known as Penguin Random House. The combined company will control 26% of the global consumer publishing market. Under the terms of the deal, Random House Worldwide Chief Executive Marcus Dole will be the CEO of the new group, while Penguin's CEO John Mankinson will be the chairman of its board of directors. The closing of the deal is scheduled to take place in the second half of 2013, following regulatory approval. Well, Jessica, we are fortunate enough not to experience Hurricane Sandy yet. But this weekend we did see some snow. It has melted today. What can we expect out there?
Well, this weekend so many people just freaked because there was snow outside,
Yeah,
right?
snow!
There was like 2 inches in like 2 minutes, right? And then I wake up this morning, I walk outside, and there's no snow.
What happened? Where'd it go?
What happened? Well,
I don't
this
know.
week...
I was hoping you could tell me.
Right, this week is just warm enough to miss the snow. Tonight, a 60% chance of rain with a high around 38 degrees. Tomorrow, just a slight chance of rain in the early morning. And as the day progresses, the clouds will fade away, the wind will pick up a bit, and will reach a high of about 53 degrees. Tomorrow night, the wind will calm and temperatures will drop about 20 degrees. The next few days will be uneventful weather-wise. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of about 50 degrees for the day and a low around 32 degrees. Thursday, a little cooler, a high of 45 degrees and a low of 33 degrees. Friday, a high of 46 and a low of 33 degrees. The weekend, a little on the cool side with highs in the low 40s. So, temperatures between that 50 and 45 range and no snow.
Definitely sounds pretty enjoyable, that's for sure, after this weekend.
Agreed.
Well, a musical, The Drowsy Chaperone, is coming to life at Jamestown College. Opening night for the play is Thursday, November 1st at 7:30 p.m. in the Nault Auditorium. Other chances to see it will be Friday, November 2nd and Saturday, November 3rd. Show times are 7:30. Tickets are $10 and are available at the Ryland box office. Open from 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, or you can check your email for tickets at jc.edu. When we come back, Josh Knutson has sports. And are there flying sharks in California? Courtney Oliver will have more on this after that.
I took a trip to Elkhart, Indiana today. Elkhart's a place that has lost jobs faster than anywhere else in America. The people who've lost them have no idea what to do or who to turn to. In fact, local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel like a fish with no water.
Learn how to prevent your child's next asthma attack. Because even one attack is one too many.
Mom, can I have $1? I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. The upstairs closet?
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going.
Turning to sports, we welcome Josh Knutson, our new sports anchor. Josh, it's great to have you.
Thanks, Courtney. I'm excited to be here and excited to start the year. Another year and another World Series completed. In a fitting manner, the brooms came out just in time for Halloween. The Giants, who made their first 3 wins look relatively easy, had to battle for this 4th and final win. The game, which went into extra innings, where the top of the 9th, Marco Scudero delivered a go-ahead single with 2 outs. The Giants would go into the bottom of the inning up 4-3. getting the third and final out as Sergio Romo got Triple Crown winner Miguel Cabrera to look at strike three. The Giants became the first NL team since the Big Red Machine in the mid-1970s to win 2 titles in a 3-year span. This weekend in sports was one that was quite rough on the Jimmies, with losses being suffered by the football and soccer teams. The men's soccer team, which started the weekend away trip with success, fell short of a sweep when they took on Rocky Mountain into overtime. Saturday started off bad for the Jimmies men's soccer team as Great Falls struck first, but the Jimmies responded with 2 goals, one by Mikey White in the 29th minute. The score remained tied until the 66th minute when George Gould put the Jimmies up 2-1. Goalkeeper Thomas Cook had a stellar day as he stopped 5 out of the 6 shots he faced. This win avenged the loss the Jimmies suffered to Argos earlier this season. With the confidence of 1 win, the Jimmies took on Rocky Mountain College Sunday, excited to complete the sweep on the away trip, but this would not prove to be. The Jimmies suffered a tough loss that was finally decided in overtime. Jack Humphreys was able to tie the game at 1-1 late in the match, but Rocky Mountain prevailed in overtime when Mikey Wall of Rocky scored his 2nd goal of the game to put the Jimmies away. Final score 2-1. As for the women's soccer team, they also had a rough weekend, falling to Great Falls 3-2 and to Rocky Mountain 3-0. Despite this, the ladies will be playing next in the AII tournament. Opponents and times have not yet been announced. To no one's surprise, the Jimmy football team played in another hard-fought game this weekend against Dakota State. Conditions were cold and the field was slop, said freshman safety Jordan Lynch. Footing was hard to achieve anywhere on the field. The game went into double overtime where the Jimmies fell short on a 2-point conversion to win the game. Defense, which had been a strong point for the Jimmies this season, struggled, allowing over 500 yards of total offense. A lack of focus was the issue that ultimately led to the defeat, said Coach Frank. Conditions aside, we had chances to make plays and didn't. Final score was 34-35. The women's basketball team did have a great weekend though, starting off with a win over the University of Brandon, 74-49. Key performances to note were by Amber Ramlow, who in just 29 minutes got 19 rebounds and 10 points. Bridget Schoeneman was the only other Jimmy in double figures with 10 points as well. All 11 Jimmies who dressed did score as well. With the confidence of 1 win, the Jimmies took on the University of Winnipeg, coming with a very strong win 79-59 with Hannah Steele and Bridget Schoeneman both scoring 21 points. Amber Ramlow had another strong performance as well, with 6 points and 14 rebounds, with 4 blocks and 3 steals. The 2 wins provided a lot of confidence for the Jimmies as they head into what hopes to be another successful season. Surprise, surprise, the Jimmies volleyball team swept both South Dakota Mines and South Dakota State Friday night. The Friday night game was one full of emotions as it was senior night, and the last home game for seniors Katie Zent, Beth Stringerholm, Emily Schuda, Katie Lee, and Caitlin Regala. And what a night it was. The Jimmies rolled through South Dakota State 25-11, 25-12, and 26-24. The Jimmies will be at Black Hills Friday and South Dakota Mines next Saturday.
Thanks for the update, Josh. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a shark. Golfers at the San Juan Hills Golf Club in Southern California were asking themselves that question as a 2-foot-long shark dropped out of the sky and flopped around on the 12th tee. The 2-pound leopard shark was apparently plucked from the ocean by a bird, then dropped on the course, according to Melissa McCormick, Director of Club Operations. No one was teeing off when the shark fell. And that's the James River Valley Report for this Monday, October 29th. For JT Petsch, Jessica Gulseth, and Josh Knutson, I'm Courtney Oliver. Thanks for joining us. Good night.